think I'm good now. Here we go. Yeah, I can hear myself. Can hear myself. I just did a quick. Here we go. We're good now. That's more like it. Okay, now I can play in peace. By the way, all of your chats is showing up on stream. So whatever you guys ask is gonna show up. I'll be able to see it. You know. Just wanted to see if this thing worked though. That's all. That is so crazy. Even so, I finally find out. I found out. How do I say it? How do I say it? They hid the microphone in such like the microphone setting. They hid it in such an obscure place. I'm like, this makes sense. You know. No, I've always had this PS5. I've always had this PS5. I got it in what 2021, I think. I think 2021 I got it. I'm gonna lose this game. I lost this one. I lost this one, but I'm glad they fixed that mic thing. That shit really was ticking me off. So also, let me check my levels real quick. Let me just check my levels on this. Let me just check my levels. Here we go. We're good. Here we go. There we go. By the way, shout out to Evil Crossover on YouTube. I searched up that little tutorial and they fixed my mic situation. I don't know why they put it in such an obscure place to begin with. I was like, the fuck? Who's thinking to even check that? You know, but it is what it is. I'm not tripping over that. I'm not gonna trip over that. Can I hit this? I'm trying to sweep this guy. I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta make up for the last one. Ah, fuck, that's too hard. Pause. He said, I'm saving up from a gaming laptop, rather a PC. Yeah, if you can save up for a PC, only because it's just like I'm playing a regular online game, but if you want to play like real RPG games, fast, games, you're gonna need a PC because everybody's taking this stuff seriously. You know what I mean? It's not even like you can't even enjoy yourself while playing video games anymore because everybody's so good, right? And I put good in quotation marks. So that's what people are doing nowadays. Oh man, I wanted this one right here. I know I had that. Let me do it like this. There we go. Oh, fuck. Just gonna do a clean sweep, but nah, never mind. Yeah, if he plays his card right, he should be able to sweep me right here. But that's the thing with playing online pool. I don't know where I'm at. They say I don't know. They say I'm number one. I don't know if I'm number one in the world. But the thing with playing online pool, a lot of people don't really strategize. Or how about how I say it? I say it like this: people don't strategize on the fly. A lot of these things you got to strategize on the fly. You got to think about. Like pool is like chess. I'm not even gonna hold you. You really gotta be thinking a couple moves ahead. You can't just be slapping it. You know what I mean? Like I should have like with this game. I know I won this one, but I should have sweeped him. But I was being lazy. So I think I'm on the highest division. I'm I think I'm on the highest division. I'm not sure, but um, mind you, I didn't do no pay for play either. All I did was buy the battle pass, and I just did that 2 days ago, and I was still highly ranked. So this is where they got me ranked so far in this game. So I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure that's the highest. Because I'm looking at the league, wherever they have it, they say professional one. I don't know if there's a professional two. I don't know if there's a professional three, but they got me one. So, it is what it is. But they got me number one. So I guess that's what all that matters. Um, Let me see if I can turn down the music though. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Music is so annoying. Um, Pyro said, "Chris, stop wasting money." Nah, bro. Like I just bought the battle pass for this. It was like $7. That's the only thing I bought on this game because when I first started it, I was just playing for free. I didn't know there was a battle pass, and I was like, "Oh, there's a battle pass. Hopefully, it gives me some more red gems and stuff." So now I actually have red gems to work with and stuff like that. But yeah, see, okay, for free. Okay, for free. Another free chest. You know, and these, yeah, I try not to use my red gems for the quick unlocks. You know what I mean? But anyway, let me open up my laptop. Let's see what's trending right now, so I can talk to y'all for real, for real. Oh, so Pyro says this has to be a mobile game. So it is a mobile game. So I could be literally, I'm most likely playing somebody that's on their phone. So like most of the people that you see ranked, some of them are playing on a PS4, some of them are playing on a desktop, and then some people are playing. I would say most people are playing on their phone. I Me thinks, you know what I mean. So, oh man. By the way, hold on for a second. They need to make the chats bigger. They definitely need to make the chats bigger. Broadcast, boom. Overlay options, display chat, bottom right, display activity, bottom right. I wish they could make the chat bigger. Because I wanted like so everybody can see it. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Let's see something here. Let's see something real quicksies. What we got? Capture options, include your pod. Okay, yeah. Share screen, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wish there was a way. He said this game looks like it came out in 2015. It probably did come out. It probably came out soon, earlier than that. Okay, what they got me for cues? Is there anything? Nope, it's nothing. Nothing to brag home about. I'm not getting a rare cue. That doesn't do anything for me. It's all about the epic cues. They give you all the shots. Okay. But yeah, this is what I'd be doing to um, release, not necessarily release stress. This is more of a calming type of a game. I'd be mad chill when I do that. Then I listen. I was just listening to Undead Chronic. Literally, I was on Undead Chronic stream, and then I tuned out because one of these guys was simping. like, so, so Chronic was like, okay, we're gonna let this guy on stream. He says he's a racist, but he's also a simp. And I was like, and then the guy that they brought on, he was talking about what's the bitch name? The bitch with the blonde hair. What's her name? Mary Morgan? Is that her name? Mary Morgan? Let me see if I can get an amen in the chat on that. Mary Morgan, is that her name? Yeah, her name is Mary Morgan. That guy was like, that was like, the guy came in. And he was like, look, I know Mary Morgan. I mean, we can't trust any of these females out here, but Mary Morgan, she seems like one of the good ones. I'm just like, hey, man, listen. Hey, look, we like to make fun of people like Akash. You know what I mean? We'd be making fun of Akash and all those people, but it's a lot of people in our orbit. It's the same way. All they got to tell these simps is what exactly what they want to hear. Oh, he's also a mod on her channel. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so now everything's starting to make sense because I'm like, why is he out of all the hoes? He's trying to say she's not one of the bad ones. I'm like, why is he going? Why is the person Undead sounded so unimpressed with this ninja? Yeah, he sounded so unimpressed with this dude. Oh man, good lord. Let me look at some of these chats right here. Oh man, yeah, Mary Morgan. He said, to be fair, the manosphere is also full of Sims. Look, they always talk about the manosphere problem. There ain't no manosphere. They, they, I showed you the stats the other day. It's only 7% of men that have an unfavorable view of women. And I bet you, of that 7%, none of them are in the manosphere. I bet you. I bet you that 7% are the ones that are smashing these hoes. And then like probably a fraction of that 7% are like dudes that really really hate women, and it's probably like guys that got like abused, like seriously abused by their mothers. Something like that. That like a very small, um you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. B. Watson says the war band led in a simp with the simp blight, and I got attacked, and now I have the simp taint in my soul, causing me to simp for Alicia Liu and Tate McRae. No, I told like you saw me in the chat though. I said, hey, let him on the let him. I said let him on the stream. Just don't put the camera on. I didn't know how the camera thing worked. Um, as long as he's not doing weirdo shit, hey, let him speak. I'm on it. Hey, bro. Look, if you're not a pedophile or you're not like some kind of like obscure, like I said, if you're not a pedophile, I'll let you talk. That's how. Even if you're a loser, like if you're a PDF that's like my line. I'm not gonna let you talk. I'm just gonna be like, okay. But if I want to hear what people have to say, And because all the questions that you have, if you want to know more about a person, you just let them talk. Let them share how they feel instead of silencing them. That's just how that's how that's how I grew up, you know. Um, so even I always say, even if you disagree the most with somebody, just let them talk long enough and listen with in listen, yeah, just listen, just listen with a just an open mind, with an with an objective mind, you know. He says the 7% is Chad and Tyrone. He said even the gays are turbo simps. He said, "Thou shalt not simp." That explains why you let me on. Oh yeah, by the way, there's gonna be no, like I said, you're never gonna see me have a woman. I'm never gonna be debating a woman on this platform. If you're gonna see me with a woman on this platform, we're gonna be talking about sports. That's it. We're not gonna be debating, relationships and dynamics and all. Nope, we're not doing none of that. B. Watkins says Mary Morgan is married. The way she dresses, I thought she wasn't. Oh no, like God, B. Like if Mary Morgan is married, that would not surprise me. That would not surprise me because the bar is super low. You know what I mean? Um, it is what it is. And shout out to her if she is married. Shout out to her. You know, but I need to see more. I would need to see more of her to make a proper assessment. You know, I gotta see more of her. But and mind you, it's not only just female content creators. Certain content creators, people try to recommend me to watch, and I'm like, I'm like, I gotta be honest. I'll be there's certain people. Henoch says that she should stop the stream and start her family. These are facts. Does she have a kid? Does anybody know in the chat? Does she have a kid? Oh, so let me see. Is she married? And if so, does she have a kid? Right. But like I said, the standards are very low, right? So I was told that Rachel Wilson was this queen and she's a great ally, but you know what I mean? It's still a lot of people that don't know she is a two-time baby mother. Sorry, three-time baby. Well, yeah, she has three baby fathers, including Andrew Wilson. So, including Andrew Wilson, she has three baby fathers. You know, and apparently that's good enough for a lot of these guys out here. Apparently, that's good enough. Somebody said it again. It's her simp who said that. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay, she like I said at her age. I don't know how old she is, but she better be married. B. Watson says, "Look, I can sip for these chicks at times that have lapses in judgment, but at the same time, I keep myself spiritually pure and distrust all trad chicks." That's what he said. Okay. Let me bring this up real quicksies. Oh Lord. He says, I mean, for chicks like Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae, Alicia Liu, but when it comes to trad chicks, I always distrust them. Like yeah, same. So basically, your answers in your chat. So I basically treat them like any other chick. Hammer was endorsing Erica Kirk. I didn't fall for the trick. Like I said, I tend to certain OGs. I give them a pass, right? So say if like how I've gotten on CGA for saying Corey Holcomb stole his jokes, even though Corey Holcomb with the jokes that he said that Corey stole, like Corey was saying that like decades ago, right? So I tend to give certain people a pass, you know. Better Bachelor is another person I give them like if I'll let them mess up on certain things, right? It's just it is what it is. Better Bachelor, Hammerhand, these guys, I'll give them a pass from time to time if they get something wrong because if it wasn't for those guys, like I can't, I got a lot of information from those guys, so I got to be respectful. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Erica Kirk, she's one of those people like, I mean, how much proof? How much proof do you need for certain people? But like I said, also we tend to fall for our types. Our types are our types. It is what it is. Hope he gives me a rematch. I didn't even get a shot in. But yeah, this is what happens on the upper tier levels right here. If you might not even get a shot in. On the higher leagues, you might not even get a shot in. Let me see if I can get my lick back. B. Waska says Hammerhand just messed up there. This is Chris. Tortas are not a type. No, like when it comes even to just chubby women in general, if it wasn't like I said, if it wasn't for like manosphere content, I realized that dude, my standards are low. You know what I mean? So even in college, it made me realize, bro, why am I sipping over this or that? You know what I mean? So I'll give you an example. So I'll even remember when I told my band that I had this girl and she was 18 and then they almost lost the marbles. But it was interesting. I asked them how old their girl was. And it was a couple of people in the band. I'm talking about their girls was like 4 years older than them. It's like significantly older than them. Like, I was like, wow, this is a different time. Like, this is a different time. Like how I grew up, it used to be the opposite. it was literally the opposite. You know, it is what it is, though. I'm not like me. I'm not tripping over that. Oh, that's a scratch. XBY Jay Z says Erica Kirk had more smoke for Drewski skit than her hubby's, shooting. Oh, shooter, right? B. Watkins says, Sandman, I don't really listen to what he says. Dude is always shilling crypto. I'll say this. I got respect for Sandman, not necessarily because of his opinions, but it was interesting how many times he got demonetized, the strikes. You know what I mean? It was just, and it was weird because he wasn't even talking about the stuff I would hear other people say about women. Like Sandman wasn't even doing that, and he was getting the most strikes. And all he was saying that men can just do their own thing. You don't need to really buy into the system. You can just be your own system. And he got the most slack. So that's kind of, I'm like, bruh. that's what brought me to be more on Sandman's side, where I'm like, if I'm seeing you get so much flack and you're not even doing nothing, I was like, Jesus. I'm like, what did Sandman do? What the fuck? You know? That's what got me kind of on his side. But like I said, just because I got respect for those guys doesn't mean I'm buying everything that they're doing. Like, TFM, he's on some other stuff. But I got massive respect for TFM, right? I don't even really mention him a whole bunch on the stream, but it is what it is. because at the end of the day, I can I can respect the vision. No, somebody said Tim Pool is Chris's idol. Please. Hassan Piker. Pyro said Hassan Piker. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. By the way, the next time I do this, let me see if I can do a tournament instead because when I do they like the higher the level goes in terms of the games played, the higher the pace, if that makes sense. So they only give you like 15 seconds per shot. Like the higher you go. You know, like I told you, there's a streamer that I got respect, a lot more respect for certain streamers than people would think. Like I got respect for Speed, believe it or not. I got respect for Speed because what he's doing is a character. They said Pearl got smoked and her simps were screaming in the crowd that, oh, the Anna K versus Pearl debate. I never covered it. And you're right. I heard that she got smoked, but I didn't see it, so I can't say that for sure. Now, when it comes to debating, she needs to stop debating. You know, no disrespect. It's just not her strength. You know, this is why people tend to pick on her. So if you notice, like, remember when Hafiz got smoked by CGA? And then uh, his next opponent was the next day was Pearl, basically. So she's an easy target because she's not a good debater because all she's doing is repeating other people's talking points. You know, no disrespect, but that's what she's doing. And people can peep that. People can peep. You know, they ain't stupid. They know she don't really believe half the stuff she says. Fuck. I should have done the pro camera on that one. I'm gonna lose this one. But anyways, I think I even have a theory about Pearlie. I think she's a lesbian. You know what I mean? Um, I think she's one of those people. I think she's a down low lesbian, and really, to be honest, she really hates that she likes women. And the problem is when you're sexually attracted to women, you're going to have to deal with the BS that comes with it. So that's kind of her motivation for why she's doing what she's doing. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong about that. But I don't like in terms of like she's her being a pro man, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. She's just repeating talking points. Let me get a rematch. Let me get a rematch before I start a tournament. XBY Jay Z says she probably is. She probably is. Never thought about that, but yeah, she played volleyball too. Yeah, exactly. And girls like that were, you know, because Pearlie's tall. She's about what 6 feet tall. So she's tall. She's a ginger, so she's. You know what I mean? She did lose some weight, so respect to her for doing that. But and then on top of that, her choices of men, like she's not like, believe it or not, she's not looking for um only a Chad. She doesn't mind dating a street ninja, right? A man, what's it they call a mandem, right? she doesn't mind she doesn't mind dating street ninjas or ninjas with no money, right? She wouldn't like, but for her brand right now, that's not good for her brand because remember when they exposed her for doing that and people gave her a hard time for it. So that's not good for her brand right now. So if she could find a decent enough, mandem, right? Mandem. Because I don't know if she's still living in London. If she can find a decent enough guy like that, then in her mind she'll feel like she's straight. What the fuck? Hate this fucking exclamation point. Hold on. Here we go. Let's get that out the way. XVY Jay-Z says, I'm surprised her followers haven't canceled her for being a mud shark. Oh yeah, she definitely is. Yeah, she be sharking. Oh man. But it's not good for her brand right now, so she's trying to, find something. But like a girl like that, it's either she be with ninjas, right? Because she's not like a girl like that is not getting attention from Chad in high school. So her two next best bets are black dudes because of her size and because of her, ginger look, right? So she can play on that. Hey, I look like a pog, so she can play on that. So it's either that or she's gonna be with girls because Chads are not trying to be with a woman like that. No disrespect, you know. And she does not want to brag. I know that. I know that for a fact. She don't. She wants nothing to do with a Brad. I'm talking about nothing. She just understands that she can't get a Chad, right? Enoch says Mandem is still a street ninja from London Stan. Enoch says apparently 22 Jumper and his loose wife are now broke. Are they like broke? Or is that just them making noise? B. Watkins says, to be fair, Chris, let's be honest, Chad will smash everything. I'm not saying she wouldn't get smashed, but even Chads would hesitate to smash that. And it's not necessarily because, like, remember how Pearly used to look? It's not that, like, it's not that just because she's just tall, but she's, like, kind of weird looking. She's a ginger, and she's kind of oddly built. So when remember when Pearly used to have some weight on her? So the weight wasn't really distributed, well. So like somebody of a Pearly build, it's only ninjas is gonna give her a legit shot, you know. Um, Pyro says, Chris, Japan thinks black people are Viltrumites. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. Um, like I said, my boy, a guitar player I know, this dude is basically built like the Hulk, mind you. He said he went to Japan with his girl, and he said this old grandpa came up to him with his girl and asked him, "Hey, are you looking for?" He said my granddaughter is available for marriage. And I think, look, I'll say this: black men don't fall for the propaganda. Meaning this: oh, everybody's scared of you. Nah, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Yes, there's something to that, but in 2026, what they're trying to do, they're trying to scare off black men from visiting and expanding their reach. That's just my opinion. When you see stuff like that spread, don't even take offense to it. Just be like, oh, it is what it is. You could always, even if it's true, you could just use that to your advantage. But really, what they're trying to do, they're trying to scare black men off from traveling and expanding their reach. It's 2026. It's 2026. Oh man. Let me do attorney. Let me do attorney. Uh Let me do this one. Let me do this one. Okay. Okay, let me exit out of this. Let me open up my channel. Man, I went through so much struggle trying to start the live stream. I was like, good Lord. Let me see something real quicksies. Here we go. Here we go. This is Chris. Are you getting buried in your feed that was made 17 or 12 years ago? Nah, man. Dude, it's all good. Look, you see, black dudes, they're all scared of you. So stay in America and marry these single moms. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. Niggas, there's people in America that's scared of scared of niggas. So to make it like, oh, is it just a Japan thing? Nah, don't fall for that. They don't like you, black men. This is why you need to stay here. Nope, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna have to make a law. You're gonna have to make it obvious. You're gonna have to make it obvious. Like, oh, so you're forcing us to stay here. You'll even see like I'm telling you, I'll say it like this, man. If black men were to up their dating standards, even by just like 10%, just a 10% increase in their dating standards, that would really change the dating market. Because unfortunately, black men are basically seen as like the recycling, the not the trash bin, but like the recycling bin of the dating market, meaning, oh, I don't have to be this, I don't have to be this way to date. Black man will accept me the way that I am. Nah, raise them standards. Raise them standards. Black men, raise your standards. No fat bitches. No single mammies. You know what I mean? Raise your standards. It's all about setting that example, you know. Yes, sir. So separation? Nope. Oh man. He says I used to date in a reach-in chick. She turned out to be a feminist. Well, just because they live in Africa or Brazil doesn't mean that they're not a feminist. You know. Um, and yeah, in Africa, that feminism in a lot of these African countries, that shit is spreading like wildfire. You heard? Remember, I showed you that Akon interview the other day, and he's like, "Hey, man, this is Africa. Don't bring that shit over here. You're African." Oh man, man, I'm fucking up with these shots today. But anyways, let me look at some of these chats here on my laptop. But we do gotta cover that. Let's cover that debate. I don't even know what they were debating about, Anna Kay, and they were probably debating about like marriage or something. But Pearlie needs to stop debating. She first of all, she knows she's not a debater. She knows that. But she does anything for clout, so she's willing to put herself, in these situations, repeat talking points that she doesn't even know when to apply them, when to say them. You know, she's quite embarrassing. I'm not gonna hold you. And I have, first of all, I don't trust Pearlie at all, especially after finding out what she did in high school, what she admitted to doing in high school. You know, I can't trust you. Like me personally, I can't. If you are a white woman and you pull that shit that Pearly did to any black man, I cannot trust you. Just off GP. So, like Pearly, she would need to like do something drastic, for me to even get on board, And shout out to Doug MPA and AJ. They do shows with her from time to time, but I can't fuck with that bitch. I can't. And like I said, shout out to AJ. I love those guys. I love Doug MPA. I love his brother, but I can't fuck with Pearly. It's just I can't do that. My like, what I mean? I can't do that. That really kind of goes for any woman, but like Pearly, she knows the ramifications of what she did. You know what I mean? Now, I'll say this. I'll say this. Like, say if she were to come forward, and say, "Look, I was capping about my personal coach. I was in the wrong. That's on me, etc., etc. It is what it is." Like, then we can talk, but it's not. It's got to be minimum. It's got to be minimum that. And she knows she's dead wrong because she deleted that video off her YouTube channel. She's hella wrong. But yeah, there's a lot of black dudes in the manosphere space, even the black manosphere space, that gave her a pass for it. They only started getting mad at Pearly when she had Nick Fuentes on, Nicholas F. Right? you know. And then on top of that, to do it on the one type of dude that would like come on, like she knows that's basically a career ender, especially for a black man. He gets accused of something like that with a white girl. Please, please. But anyways, we'll leave that alone. I would just say this because I just it rubs me the wrong way, in my opinion, that I see Pearly getting any type of play, like even from like guys that I respect. You know, look, I respect AJ, I respect Doug, but I don't know. That's it's just not a good look for me personally, to be like, they'll have their opinions on black women, which is fair. Actually, it's spot on. But then you got Pearly on, of all the broads, Pearly. Maybe AJ doesn't know what she did, but I like, if Hammerhand is calling her out on it, that means she did wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, I can't get behind that. I can't get behind her. By the way, did you guys see that there was some Asian streamer that tried to meet to another Asian streamer? Did you see that? It was a Asian streamer. I don't know what his name was. Shoot, I don't know what his name was. I have no idea what his name was. Somebody please tell me in the chat who it was. I'm trying to remember. So Henoch said, "Pay me back my $100,000." Oh man. But I saw it online. Yes, Sakuno. Thank you, Garrett. Sakuno. Whoever, man, I heard that story. It was like a 12-minute video. I was like, this has got to be. What a waste of time. Like the more I hear women like doing these things where you clearly fucked the guy, you regretted it, and now you're trying to say he raped you because you regretted it, and you say yourself that you regretted it. It really, now I understand why hoes used to go missing back in the day. Like now I understand why like you'd have these kingdoms and castles, right? The king would hire some of these hoes, and then they get a little bit, they go a little bit crazy because they can't handle the clout. What are we? Who are we? What does this make us? You're a hoe, and I paid you. Now get the fuck out. Now, unfortunately for him, he fucked up. The male streamer, he fucked up because he didn't pay her. You know, so that's on him. Because you gotta. This is where the Corey Holcomb method comes in terms of like making sure you're, even though she's a regular girl, but treat her like a prostitute. You know what I mean? Just make sure she's paid for. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Garrett said, "Oh yeah, all the 304s were getting at him because he played them." It's just, it's. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me turn my Bluetooth off because I don't have. Wait, do I have my Bluetooth case on me? Put these damn headphones away. No, these are my other headphones, not my mic headphones. These are some other stuff. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find that on Twitter, her testimony, and I'm gonna play it out loud for you. Hmm. XVYJZ says, "Yo, I've been thinking about how even regular girls need payment too. There's definitely some blurred lines with 304s and regular girls. Exactly, the lines are blurred, so you can't even say, oh, these are the regular girls, these are the normal girls, these are not." Like the normal, the so-called normal girls, they don't even realize the leverage that they lost in the dating market. They don't. They're not. They don't truly understand how badly they fucked themselves over. Like if they actually understood what they did to themselves, they're literally like in the future they're literally gonna be like, what the fuck were we thinking? You know what I mean? But that's on them because the lines are blurred. And shout out to Corey Holcomb, like he put me on game back in 2016. He said, "You buy pussy till the war starts. That's all you do." You know, that's all you do. If you talk to these hoes, you're gonna lose your mind. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Corey Holcomb, man. I hope CGA doesn't think he stole that as well. No disrespect to CGA, but CGA is kind of going down that Tommy Sotomayor route where he thinks everybody's stealing from him. And like, look, of all people, I'm like, bro, Corey Holcomb's been around for so long. Even the concept of just paying for it, like that, I got that from Corey. you know, Good Lord. CGA was probably one of the few in the manosphere space, in the manosphere space that was pro, tricking, I guess you would say. But there's been plenty of dudes that's not even in the so-called red pill space, manosphere space, that told you what the dating market was going to be like, you know. But like, yeah, we gotta make sure. Look, we just have to make sure. I just hope that because as much love as I got for CJ, I just really hope he doesn't go down the Tommy Sotomayor route. Whoa. Speaking of CGA, apparently the DH the was it the Department Homeland Security Deputy Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism has been accused of picking up men on a sugar daddy website. And I'll say the shout out to CGA for putting the normies on game. What a lot of people don't understand, because I learned this via working. People think escorts and like or sugar babies are just those are just a different those are just those types of people. No, man, they're lawyers, they're working women, they're not just strippers. They work at CVS. They work in insurance, they work at Allstate. You know what I mean? Like these hoes are everywhere, bro. The sugar babies, the sugar baby epidemic, it's a thing, man. And they're catching hoes that are even in like high paying jobs, basically being high end escorts. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting time that we live in. But there's a lot of people that they don't really know about that. You know, they think the back page bitches is just that's it. No, it's a lot. Like, for example, when you even talk about modeling, right? The model agency, that's basically an escorting. That's that's an escorting agency. You know. By the way, Corey Holcomb dropped the most disrespectful diss track of Futon Daniels and his family that I ever seen in my life. Like I'm talking about crazy work and disrespect. You know what I mean? Straight crazy work. Oh no. Oh no. Like this is stuff I ain't never seen in my life. XVY Jay Z says Kevin Samuels talked about Play for Play 2 and was one. Hold on. It says Kevin Samuels talked about Pay for Play 2 and he was with one when he got RIP. Yeah, the torta that he was with. you know, I can see myself going out like that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I can see myself going out like that. I think it's important though to understand, even like as you age, like you gotta be careful because you can't be with a certain type of woman at a certain age unless if you're like super healthy. Like if you're super healthy, it shouldn't matter. But he was probably with a bitch that, ooh, that you know what I mean? Literally sent him to another realm. You know what I mean? Okay, just won that tourney. Congratulations, they said. All right, got me that trophy. How many more trophy? How many do I need? Okay, I need three more quickfire tournament trophies to be all set, and then I should be all right. Okay, that's good. I don't mind that. Yeah, pay for play. That's always been a topic. Like I didn't need the manosphere for people to talk to me about pay for play. In fact, the manosphere is basically, from what I've seen, the manosphere is basically their anti pay for play. Now, the irony is there's been a lot of people in the manosphere that have been caught doing pay for play, right? Fresh and Fit, um, these people, whatever podcast, all these other people, Donovan Sharp, I think that's his name, right? Who else am I missing? All of them got caught doing that. But it's a lot. It's a lot deeper. I used to do these live streams. I think in 2023, yeah, in 2023, I used to do these live streams where I would break down how on Instagram how an IG model, like how their booking stuff works, how like which one's an escort, which IG model isn't an escort. I used to break that down. I used to do a whole I used to have like, okay, these are five examples that I'm going to use. I think, yeah, Pyro used to be on those streams. So he remembers that, where I would go on OBS and then just like show you the IG models, which ones are doing it, which ones are not doing it. Those were low key my more informative streams, because I actually was more prepared with those streams because I would just have because I had those accounts, those specific IG model accounts. I had them prepared and ready, and some of those IG models that I showed you, I knew of some of them, like personally. I've met some of those, and when I tell you all that shit, when they talking about see them getting flown out, it's all cap, meaning the only way they're getting flown out is because they're offering a service, you know. But that's a whole other story for another day. Let's see if I can win another turn. I want to see if I can share the music video. I want to see if I could. I wish I could share it. Nah, I can't do it. But yeah, if you guys get the chance, go on Corey Holcomb's channel and check out the Anton Daniel music. Sorry, the Futon Daniels music video that he did. Crazy work. Crazy work. Absolute diabolical work, man. Crazy work, man. Oh man. But anyways, what should I use? We got stripes. I'll make it easy on myself. Whatever. Whatever. I'll make it easy on myself. Let's see what we got. You a monkey. Yo, Corey's gonna go viral for that shit. Shit crazy. Oh man, literally just straight up calling Futon and his family monkeys. That shit crazy, boy. Anyways, let me look at this. Okay, what shot can I finesse here? Oh, okay. Could do that. Yeah, that should be in too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the craziest videos. That's music video of the year. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's the wildest music video that I've seen dropped. By the way, all these so-called I laugh at the I'll just put it like this, you know, the so-called black conservatives, a lot of them they ain't about that life. They were so offended by Corey Holcomb's depiction of Futon and his family. I was like, yeah, they ain't about that life. They ain't about that life, man. Yeah, B. Watkins says, to be fair, all conservatives aren't about that life. This is true. This is true. Oh man. Let's see. Can I share? Hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me put up my YouTube. Let me get my YouTube on real quick. Oh, my turn. God damn it. All right. I'll do it later. Let me sweep them real quick. Let me finish this off real quick. If I miss this shot, I'm about to say. I'm about to say, if I missed that shot, I'd have been so tight. Okay, that's easy. This is easy work from here. Call the shot here. Just double check. God damn, I'm so off. Here we go. Let me see if I can share the music video with you guys via because I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the audio in the meet. Oh no. Let me just share the link and put it in the chat. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me see. Wait, does he have the music video? I hope he has it ready to go. Oh, it's gonna premiere tonight at 11 o'clock. The music video is gonna premiere tonight because he premiered it on the live stream. So he's gonna premiere it in 20 minutes on his channel. Okay, so we'll leave that alone. By the way, the nerve of Anton to sue talking about racist depictions. The fuck? How you gonna pull the race card on another black man? This is crazy, man. Let me try this shot. I don't think this shot's a good shot, but let me try it. I don't care. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's a bad shot. Never mind. That's a terrible shot. But it is what it is. Let me go on Twitter. Let's go on Twitter. Oh shoot! No, they're gonna ruin it for me. I don't want them. I don't want them putting on no goddamn invincible scenes. I didn't watch the new episode yet. They're gonna ruin it. The fuck? Oh man. Oh, we can do it like this. It's not a smart shot, but fuck it. It's not a smart shot. Oh, I lost. I lost. Fuck, I lost. Crap. I'm like, I don't think this is a smart shot. Accidentally put the 8 ball in. Said black American in their neighborhood be called out more by Mexican. Nasty. Oh, by the way, so did you guys see there's a situation. It was a torta. She went live on Twitter or something. She got exposed. It's like a Houston police officer that's a torta. And she was talking about how she hates ninjas. She was using a hard ER. She said, I hate chimps. And she got fired. Or so, I don't know if she got fired, but she got exposed. That was funny. The reason why I found it funny, because the torta that was complaining, that's the type of torta that ninjas be going after. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to tell ninjas for years, like, guys, just because it's a thick girl and oh, she looked like she made for black ninjas. Those women date a lot. I'll say there's a good percentage of them that hate that hate ninjas. They're just that size. You know, that's just their body shape. I'm talking about have a real hatred for ninjas. Even the ones that like ninjas, if you don't kiss their ass, they're gonna show you their true colors. And it just reminded me of the time where it was like one of these IG models that be getting flown out by ninjas, right? One of them pog, Middle Eastern chicks, Middle Eastern pogs, if that's a thing. She was all up in my DMs talking about I'm a N word and I'm a this and I'm like, God damn. And I know, and I'm like, and I knew with her, I'm like, I know she only be with ninjas. Like I know that, but she was in there on some crazy like Ku Klux Klan type language. I was like, yo. But people are always shocked. They be like, because the bitch that was the Houston police officer that got caught. That's the type of broad that ninjas will go be like, oh, I like that. She thick. She thick. You know what I'm saying? She thick. Like, okay, because there's a lot of how do I say this? I just me personally, I know a lot of broads like that. They're shaped a certain way, and because they're shaped a certain way, the ninjas think that's a green light. I'm like, nope. Like if you knew them, they're like, I wouldn't if I were you, you know. But that's a whole other story. That is a whole other story. Let me see if I can actually. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Since I'm done playing, I'm gonna do another stream. I'm gonna open up another stream and let me see if I can save the stream key if it's possible. Because I wanted to share some of these videos if I can. I think I'll be able to do that. Let me see something. Because I just wanted to see if my PS5 was it broadcasting thing would work. Let me check this out real quick. Let me see if there's a stream key for my thing. See this. View in live control room. Okay, I'm in my control room. I'm in my little control room. Let's see what we got. Oh man. Help us improve. Nope. Henoch says, I want to try Los Pollos Hermanos from Breaking Bad. It looked bussin'. Nigga, that's on TV. Next thing you know, you try that shit. You say Los Pollos Hermanos. So I'm just going to assume that's a restaurant. I'm just going to assume that's a restaurant from a TV show. Los Pollos Hermanos. So I guess the Chicken Brothers or the brothers that make chicken. You go to you find the real Los Pollos Hermanos in real life, and then their chicken is dry as fuck. Oh man. Um, See this analytics, stream settings. There's got to be a stream key. Come on. Stream URL. Stream settings. Give me the stream key. I think if I had Streamlabs, I'd be able to do like a dual stream or something like that, if that makes sense. Viewer activity, analytics. I'm trying to see something real quick. I'm trying to see there's a stream key. Channel level settings, monetization. Let me close this down. Boom, boom. Probably do one more game in the background. I don't know. Do it like that. While I look for the stream key. Moderation activity. Reactions. Timestamps. Live chat. Pop out dashboard. Boom, boom. We got, oh no, that's X. We'll take that out. Okay. Let's do a sweep on this dude. You a monkey. Because I really want to show that music video that Corey Holcomb did. Oh my God. This boy is crazy, man. This boy is wicked. That boy is wicked. But it's saying ain't to see. You a monkey. Oh. Y'all gonna know what I'm singing about it in just a little bit. Once y'all see that video, you're gonna be like, God damn. Okay, let's get this in. There we go. That was a good shot. That was a good shot. There we go. See, I can live with a shot like that. I can definitely live with a shot like that. Good. Get that fireball in. Here we go. Okay, that's good. We churching. I think. I think. Oh yeah, we can do it like this. We can do it like this. I don't mind that. We can put that in real quick. Oh, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Anyways, let me get this thing popping. Gaming, trending, viral. Oh, he missed. Okay, that's quite interesting. And I've been missing my gimmies today. Good Lord. All of my gimmies I've been missing. Like with this one, I should have swept, but haven't been on my A game. I'll give him a rematch if he wants. I'll give him a rematch if he wants. You want a rematch? Here we go. I'll give him a rematch. Customization, monetization. Okay, I'm good. Unfortunately, there's no stream key. Oh God, what should I start with? What should I start with? I should have never turned off the music. That's another thing. So let me be safe. Oh, okay, let's what we got here. Oh, this works. Okay, let's also do this real quick. Let's get that in there. Boom. Okay. Oh no. How about this? Nah, we'll do it like that. That's fine. I don't mind it. God damn. How many scratches I got today? Analytics. Analytics. Get the music playing real quick. I don't know where the music went. Cause I thought I only turned I know I turned the music down, but I didn't. Whatever. Whatever. The hell? There you go. Okay, let's see if this works. I doubt. Oh, never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. That works. And another scratch. Shopping. Let me try something real quick before I come out. Let's see if I can pull a finesse on these streams. Content detection. You say go live, create, go live. Huh. Okay. Let's check something out real quick. Oops. I clicked the wrong button. This is an interesting question. Chris, do you plan on staying a free agent or settle down or perhaps poly? Look, let me keep it a buck with you. The only way I get married is if I leave the United States because they're not going to change the rules anytime soon. And it's most likely going to stay that way. Um, Plus, at the same, I don't feel I don't really feel like getting rid of my I don't want to call it I don't want to call it a roster, but I want to stay free, you know. Like I could see myself like say if I had like if I really got a if I had a lot of money, I could see myself having like multiple women. Not more than 3. Not more than 3, No more than 3. But I could see myself having, multiple women, you know. Um and if I move like say if I move to South America, I don't want to say which country, but I could easily like I don't like no yeah, no more than 3, you know. Maybe 2, I could definitely see myself having like 2 like say like two main ones. You know what I mean? Like 2. And then I'll just, I'm good with that. Um So XVY Jay-Z says same. I don't think I want kids either because as CGA says, women change after kids. And there's just too much incentive to use the kids against you in the United States. So if I were to have kids, like say if they forced me to have kids, I would just do it like I would just have them overseas and then visit them. Like then visit them over the summer, then go right back to work in the States. That's what I would do. And by the way, these there's a lot of people, basically trying to force people to have kids, and they don't understand what goes into having kids. People don't like people will say, "Oh, you just 18 years. It's just 18 years," and I'm like, "No, it's not, bro. It's more than 18 years. You're a parent. When you're a parent, that's forever. You know, just because your kids hit 18, that's not it. Technically, it's only you're. I will say you're halfway. I'll bet technically you're halfway because if you really want to make sure you set them up in the right way, they're probably going to stay home. They're probably going to stay home longer in the house, a lot longer than 18 years. You know, just a heads up. And the woman that you choose, are you sure can she do 18 years minimum? Because to me, because like according to your religious text, right? It's till death do you part, right? So people will say a long-term marriage is 20 years. That to me, that's not a long-term marriage. That's like like 15 years marriage. That's you're a quarter of the way there. People might think, damn, Chris, that's harsh. I'm like, look, according to your religious text, it's for life. It's for life. It's till death do you part. So it's no, oh man, we've been together for a long time. We've been in for 20 something years. Hey man, 20 years that you barely halfway. You're barely halfway. You know what I consider long term? It's 30 years minimum. That's what I consider long term. People, yeah, the people might think that's too extreme, and I get it. I get it. But most, particularly in America, most parents can't even get through. They can't even get through 3 to 5 years. And these are the same people like pushing people into marriage or having kids. People don't. People have no idea what it takes. You know what goes into those things, man. It's like it's a lot more effort than people give it credit for. It's a lot more money. You know what I mean? There's a lot more money that goes into it. So if I'm going to have kids, I'm going to put myself first and then the kids in in a position where I have the most leverage and then my kids have the most opportunity. You know, that's how I would want it, like in a perfect world or in a decent situation, that's how I want it, you know. Mm. Anyway, anywho, anywho. But I'm unfortunately I'm at the point in life where I'm at like yeah 27, 28, or basically any of the women that particularly if with any of the women that's around my age, they're basically prodding and trying to poke at me like, hey, do you think about they try to put it out there, but they don't really mean it, but they try to put it out there. What do you think about me finding a husband? Or they'll be like, oh, what do you think about settling down and all that? And you're just like, and you peep it, you peep it. You're just like, oh, I see what they're doing. Told you about that one girl where it's like it's not like I'm not saying that she doesn't want me to hit, but she mostly wants me to be the the boyfriend. She wants me to be the fool. she wants me she wants me to be that the sucker basically. And I'm just not. No, I'm like I can't do that. Right? Have me down for fun time or none at all. I want no parts of being a boyfriend, especially what girl, especially the type of stuff that I be seeing girlfriends putting their boyfriends through nowadays. Absolutely not. I want no parts. And basically, all the women my age and younger, but basically all the Gen Z girls and younger have been basically brought up to date non-exclusively, don't settle down, and basically just to use men and to do what's best for them. So at this rate, it's basically impossible. First of all, financially, number one, and then number two, just even if I wanted to, who's out there? Oh man, low key when I do stuff like this, streams like this, I gotta make like a custom soundboard on my phone. What's that song called? Let me search up the song. There we go. I gotta find that Drake lyric. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, there it is. Who's out there for me? Anytime I mention love on his channel, or if I even bring it up a little bit, I gotta have this saved up. Who's out there for me? That's gonna be perfect. Bust down your watch. I need somebody who gon' meet me at the top. Who's out there for me? Perfect. Ninjas was making memes off this one, this song too. That's funny. Oh man. By the way, one thing, Chad. Let me tell y'all something, man. Eventually, like, I don't know if you guys are in any group chats or any whatever, like whatever chats. Sometimes you just gotta mute your group chats and just be like, I'm not answering this phone. I'm just like, I am not answering this phone. Because also I got to keep it a buck with you. Um, One of my mentors, he told me, dude, you got to drop your bands. So the two bands that I'm in now, one of them, yeah, I don't have no problem dropping it, but the second one, I don't know. That might be harder for me because the second band that I'm in is like all like they're all my age, right? They're all those dudes are my age, and I still think they have a great future ahead of them. They make original music, but my mentor he just told me straight up. He's like, dog, if you want to really get to the level where you need to be in terms of and get my full support, you got to drop those bands. And I literally was like, you know what? Especially the yeah, Pyro said the second band is going to be hard to drop. Yeah, the second one that I'm in, that's because they're like those guys are my age, you know. And I thought I established, some, but unfortunately, I will say this: as much positives is, there is being associated with those guys and doing road work with them and all of that. The problem is they expect a lot out of me in terms of meaning this. Unfortunately, I keep putting myself in situations where I know too much in terms of the music, but the other guys, they don't. I'm not saying they don't practice, but they're always constantly looking to me to do the simplest of things. You know what I mean? And we tend to be stuck doing some of the same songs. And if it wasn't for me stepping in, we would have been still doing some of the same songs. And their music vocabulary is very limited, right? So unfortunately, when you're playing with people like that, and there's no disrespect to those guys because I love those guys honestly, but it does put a toll on you. You go to multiple practices. They're doing a practice every week, but they're still doing the same stuff. I created like six more tracks for him, and we still haven't started in terms of are we going to perform this live? And the other new stuff that we did, if it wasn't for me stepping in, we probably wouldn't even had done those new songs. right? A song will be like two or three chords, right? And they still need help. It'll be people in the band. They still need help with them. And I already know I've had to memorize, I don't know, 1,000 songs, damn near. I ain't even gonna like I'm not even joking when I said like 1,000 songs off off the back of my head. And these guys can't some of the guys in there, not most, but some of the guys in there, it's still a struggle. So my mentor made an assessment and he said, bro, if you really want to take this to the next level or really seriously and to do what you need to do or especially do what you want to do, you're gonna have to drop these bands. He said, just save up your money if you can, and I'll help you with on the money part because he wants me to take lessons with this specific dude, and this guy charges like I think what $300 per lesson, something crazy like that. This dude that he wants me to study with. He charges $300 a lesson, right, for a private lesson. So this is the level where he's trying to get me to, at that part. Now, yeah, it's like $300 for an hour lesson. So when you're dealing with like the best of the best, like this is the stuff that they just charge. Like, and that's like apparently he said if I can get you on a discount, it would be $300 for an hour lesson. If I can get you connected to this guy, right? But now I'm trying to get connected to another guy. He's from out of state, but he said he could also help me out, and that's via the connection with my mentor. But basically, they both said the same. They both said the same thing. Like you got to drop those bands. So I'm like, okay. It hit me over the weekend. I was like, you know what? Those guys are right. So I have to make some tough decisions. I've turned off my group chat because a lot of the stuff they be saying is just nonsense. So I've had to make some very tough um, decisions this week. It's gonna negatively impact me in terms of reputation, most likely. Um, but hopefully, you know, if I can get this guy that I know to do keys for me, if I can get him to take my spot, hopefully that will make it where it's not people are not salty. You know what I mean? Um, but that like I said, that one's gonna be hard. That one's gonna be hard. But I gotta do it the right way though. I'm gonna have to do it the right way. I'm gonna be like, look, I gotta be like, okay, I can't just stop answering texts. You know what I mean? Because I'll just like, unfortunately, I'll just go ghost. If I'm not feeling something, I'll just go ghost. So that's a really bad habit of mine. So I can't do it like that. But anyways, let me end this stream. It is 11:17. I went a little bit overtime. I gotta put in some practice work. I gotta put some piano work in. Um, and then we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, I'm uh I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, like AJ would say. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for being patient with me in the stream. I know this was weird ish type of a stream. I was just trying something out just to see if this worked. Let's see if I can end this broadcast. But man, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's see how to end this broadcast. Here we go.